Hey there, Virgo. This is your February 2024 intuitive personal development for the month so that you can get happy, start taking forward action towards what it is you want, and enjoy the journey to get there. That is always my goal for you guys. And in these videos, I like to tell you what your interpersonal growth is. Some people call this your soul level lesson for the month, your challenge in the way of you learning the lesson, the human level lesson that you're learning, like how that soul level lesson is going to impact your day to day kind of life. Because who cares about any soul level lesson or personal growth lesson if it doesn't actually positively impact your day to day living? We're going to look at the past as it pertains to this lesson, the current as it pertains to the lesson, the near future as it pertains to the future. And I also like to tell you what is your personal power and guidance. Hello for the Tanisha joining live. What is your personal power, Virgo, so that you make the most out of this month to get happy, take forward action, and enjoy the journey to get there. And one quick announcement before we get into your messages. If you're looking, I have 2 spots open for one-on-one coaching. There's a link in the description to apply for that. I'm also hosting a free 10-day meditation journey. I'm leaving all the replays up in my Facebook group. A link for that is also in the description. That's this Friday, today, as well as every day next week for free in my Facebook group. I'm guiding you through 10 meditations to take you through a full personal growth journey so that you can just start enjoying that thing that you really want to be enjoying. Okay, so Virgo, let's go into your soul level lesson right now. It looks like there's something about money and relationships that kind of just needs to get full circle and resolved for you. It looks like there's a little bit of wanting the other person to contribute more, or there's just been a sticking point around wanting someone who's going to heavily financially contribute to the relationship, or someone who won't be necessarily dependent or reliant on you. When what you need to learn about relationships is that you don't want to be in a relationship with someone who could bring exactly what you bring to the table. Because go date your brother, go date your best friend, right? Like the happiest relationships are always people who are very complement to make a third thing. You two together enjoy a third reality that you wouldn't have without the other person in there. Everyone brings different perks. Some people in my life, I work out better when they're in my life. So that's the third thing when they're in my life. Other people contribute financially. I enjoy a more financially perks of life. Other people have more knowledge to share. So I enjoy more mental stimulation. So it's right now on the human level, you're thinking, I am calling in someone who's not in my industry. I don't want to date someone in my industry, but you're not being open to holding someone in a different industry to different standards. And you're like, why aren't you doing this? Well, honey, if you're dating a dancer, they're going to bring something completely different to the table. I've dated wealthy men and I've dated broke men. They bring completely different things to the table. Do you want a lot of attention and to be very adored and pampered, someone to listen to all the time? Pick the broke guy. If you want someone who could buy the house and buy you new cars, pick that guy. Everyone brings something different to the table. So you have to stop judging people who aren't in your industry as the standards as if they are in your industry. Because the challenge that's in the way of you kind of coming full circle with this lesson is number one, it looks like a past relationship is over and you're not admitting that it's over. Number two, there hasn't been an admitting of the part that you played in it ending. And it does look like the give and take in that relationship was off. And why you want to go through this growth is so that the next you call in has a chance of feeling balanced. The give and take was off, and being a little blunt when I fell into the energy of your lesson, it's you weren't giving enough to it's like a plant. If you don't water your plant, it's not gonna live. You weren't watering the plant enough, and you're just kind of not fully admitting that right now. Or it's you weren't giving the plant the type of water you want. Like this plant right behind me right here, it can't handle fluoride. If you give it fluoride water, which is tap water, the leaves turn yellow and they all fall off. I have to go to the store and I buy special water to water this plant. You kept giving your relationship fluoride water, and the other person was, this isn't working for me, this isn't working for me. So your lesson there is a little bit more about the whole mutual give and take. And it's not, here's what I can give. It's what do you need out of a partner? Can I give that? Yes or no? It's learning to like ask the other person what do they need. And if you don't want to give that or don't like giving that, then you gotta like lovingly separate. So there's a little bit of it's like clinging on to a relationship, but it's from a well, if they would have just behaved, if they would have just no, no, no. Most of the time when it's like if they would have, there was something that you're either trying to make an incompatible relationship work or there's something you weren't giving to help the other person thrive so that they could also meet your needs. Um, okay, because it looks like in the past you were so focused on like fairness in the relationship. I'm doing this, then they need to be doing this. Like, so I can understand that self compassion, that self love, and that you wanting to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of, or that you're not dating a mooch, you're not dating someone who's just taking advantage of you. So I love that self protection, that self love there. From the other person's point of view, though, you come across demanding. Okay, and let's just use the example. This is gonna be a little bit of a adult topic example. Like let's use an example of that man who does get a lot of women to like sleep with him. And so you're used to some women treating you a certain way. But are you in a relationship with any of them? Probably not. That means you want someone outside of your usual norm. But you're holding her to the same standards of these people. So, personal example, there was one guy that I dated where we were planning our, well, we didn't date. We never even made an official date because every time we tried to plan the date, and I always loved our phone conversations, but we were trying to plan a date, and he would just go, okay, right. And then we'll go back to your house. And it's like, what? I don't know if I'm gonna want to. One, I don't know if I'm gonna want to do anything with you or not. Two, it's a first. This is the first time I'm meeting you in person. I can't say I want to bring you back to my house. And he's like, and he just kept plowing through. And I was like, sir, you're trying to like, I haven't even met you. And he's like, oh, well, other women just do this. It's not my fault I got used to it. So you're going to, it's like, no, let's go to the waterfall. Let's hike. Let's talk. I mean, I doubt it, but maybe I'd want to like make out with you at the waterfall. That's probably about it. So let's drive separate and meet there. I am certainly not getting in a car with you alone now. It's not, it's like, it's a first date. It's a first meeting. Um, so that something like that is for you. But all the other women do this. Are you in a relationship with all the other women? So quit making the person who's outside of your industry or the person who's outside of your little echo chamber in your life. You don't even want that because you would pick one of the girls in your day to day life. Stop holding this other person to that standard. If you want something outside of your usual box, you got to be the one expanding. You got to be the one growing. You got to be the one curious. Like, well, what does a person like you like? What does a person like you want out of a relationship? What does someone like you most enjoy about being in a relationship? What is like, if I'm used to dating doctors, what does an artist? What do you most enjoy out of a relationship? That's what's going to help you expand when you can switch and put on that curiosity cap. Because it looks like right now you're just starting to like lose hope and like faith in humanity. No, right now it looks like there's a little bit of a losing hope that the other person's ever going to like grow and change so that then you guys could be in a harmonious relationship and happy. And there's a little part of you that's also like losing hope about finding the one, but it's because you've been approaching it all wrong. Like if someone has a huge gashing cut in their arm and you keep putting bandages on it and you come back like it's not healing, are you gonna keep putting bandages on it or are you gonna try something different and get stitches in it? Stitches are what's gonna help it heal if it's deep, right? So it's recognizing that the approach that you were taking was wrong, not that you just didn't find the one or the one isn't out there for you or that just wasn't in your lot of cards this life around. Sure, you can give up and you can be hopeless. Or you can go, what's a different way that I could approach this? I still want to feel good and I still want to feel like I'm receiving great in the relationship. How else can I approach this? I'm being guided to a new way to view this. I'm being guided to a new way to think about this. I'm being guided to a whole new way to approach being in relationship. You got to start switching your thinking to being more expansive and curious. Because that's what will take you in the near future. You'll just start to find a little bit of like small peace, small happiness, and relationships will start to feel a little bit better. Because right now they definitely feel very much like I shouldn't have to do this much to get you to relax around me. I shouldn't, they're like a little bit of I can't believe I have to demand and fight so much for her just to do what she should be doing. No, because how that feels for the other person, empathy is like it's your way or the highway. And are you tired of people thinking that you're demanding? I don't know exactly what's going on in your day-to-day life. I just tell you the energy, personal growth lessons. So I can't give you the exact play-by-play of your day-to-day, right? But it's like, are you gonna be willing to approach it with curiosity? Like, well, tell me, what do you most enjoy about hanging out with me? What do you most think you're gonna get out of being in a relationship with me? What do you most enjoy about a relationship in general? What are you hoping of like for day-to-day activities in your relationship? And I'm gonna be blunt, Virgo, there's a little part of you that's gonna have to expand to be willing to give a little bit more to relationships than you thought you were. Because a lot of this demanding is, nope, this is what I can and can't do. So you think you're like doing boundaries and just having good boundaries, but in reality, it's kind of being like, there's a child in a relationship and there's an adult in a relationship. Children are used to adults accommodating them. Are you gonna kinda, like, mature up a little bit and be willing to accommodate the other person too? Or are you gonna demand, "Nope, you just need to accept that about me." If you were saying anything like, "You just need to accept that about me, you just need to," it's highly indicative that you actually need to be the one to go through some personal growth and expand your resiliency, expand your capacity to be able to give differently to relationships. If you're getting, like, an entitled, really beautiful woman going, "I need this from you, I need this from you, I need this from you," that is like the few cases where it's a, no, you just need to accept that I will never go hiking with you. I will do these other things that you enjoy. I'll do these other things for us. Here's some other ideas have, but I do not enjoy hiking. Is that something you're willing to do? But do you hear the way I'm wording it? Is that something you're willing to do with your friend Sarah? Is there a hiking club that I can help you find and like they're like, I'll even take you, drop you off, and pick you up. Do you even see how that there's a difference between, no, I will never do that with you, and listen, I'm never going to go on a hike with you, but how can I help you make it happen? At least be a little open to like curiosity and show that you care about the other person. Because I could definitely tell you, other people in previous relationships with you just never felt like you cared. So that's why it's important for you to go through this growth and this expansion. You want the other person to feel like they care because otherwise they're going to be shitty relationships or they'll eventually disentangle and poop. Okay, so your personal power this month is admitting that someone bringing finances to the table is not as big of a deal to you as you thought it was in relationship. And I was actually just working with a client in my mastermind call last night about this. She thought she wanted that Amanda Francis manifestation babe lifestyle where you're jet setting around the world with your partner. And all I simply asked her was, okay, I got to ask you a question. Do you want that that 6 bedroom house? Yes. Do you want to maintain the cleaning of the 6 bedroom house and the higher quality material in there? It's more work to maintain it in terms of how you clean it and the care it needs. Like if you have wood, you have to like every 6 months, you have to polish it for the long-term longevity of that item. She goes, no. I'm like, well, do you want to make the money to maintain it? Yes. Okay, well, do you want people who are coming over once a week to take care of your front yard and then once a week to clean your pool and then once a week to clean the inside? Do you want your level of privacy invaded that much? And she's like, no. I'm like, oh, wait, I don't want a 6 bedroom house. I do want to live up on a hill with a good view and some land around me, but oh God, no. Just give me something that I can manage on my own. So there needs to be like an update of tapping into what you actually want. Because now, before she was always stuck, like, oh, I've got money blocks. It's like, no, you're just not admitting to yourself what you actually want. What you want is less than that manifestation babe Amanda Francis lifestyle. And now she's like happily scooting along. She's actually getting dates now. She's like, hey, my money's flowing a little bit better and projections, it is enough for what I want. So there needs to be a little bit of an update for what you actually want out of a relationship. And let's just use the example of if you're a doctor, if you date another female doctor, she's going to be highly masculine. But that's the kind of woman who's going to be able to bring the finances to the table. If you're looking for more affection, a little bit more, babe, you're home. I'm so happy to see you. Let me take care of you. Let me massage you. That's probably not going to be another doctor who's been working all day, toiling away. They'll be the, hey, it's my turn for takeout. I'll get it. But you're both just going to be sitting there tired and exhausted. Or do you want the babe who, did her dance, did her Pilates, like, oh, babe, I made you your favorite meal. Come here. Let me give you kisses. What is it that's actually important to you in a relationship, Virgo? All right, so I hope this video helped. Again, if you guys are looking for more up close and personal coaching, I have 2 spots available for one-on-one coaching. The link to apply for that and hop on a phone call with me is down below. If you're looking for personal growth, I am hosting a free 10-day meditation journey in my Facebook group. The link for that is down below. I'm doing them this week and next week, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope this helped. Love you guys. Bye.